was shot and alive. Now, keep in mind, all of this is alleged, but I'm going to get into why everybody believes that this is the suspect. And this pretty much led him to delete his social media after he would post a picture in his close friends. Now, we're going to post some pictures, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button so we can get this video into the algorithm. And if you're not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now.
You know, the artist they talking about that's doing all the flashing, EST?
The artist,
wondering.
I don't want to say his name.
Okay, I get it. I could.
Yeah, I don't even want to say his name right now. But
is it a little person or is it a regular sized person?
Hey, Chief. Before we do that, let's break it down and put it in the context, EST, please, because you're the master of this, of that. What happened with the whole O Block recent events things?
Well, we all know O Block is up, right? O Block is up on the score. They don't want a couple championships, but
we're talking about the finals.
Yeah, we talking about the finals. Yeah. They don't want to, but you know they took a lot of losses to some Hall of Famers, and you know when the FBI swing the block, is pretty much done. But Mona Duke and his cousin Youngin both was killed, and then we got a third person whose name is slipping me right now. He's fighting for his life, right?
Oh, so there's somebody that's alive still.
Yeah, somebody who's alive still, and they said he's going to make it.
Oh, right? That's a bigger problem.
Right. So, but it is, but it ain't. But Mona Duke has a baby by Dirk's brother, D-Thing. So she now has two baby fathers deceased. And it's kind of weird that my brother and my homie,
she's the Black Widow.
Yeah, but Dirk and Von and Mona Duke, they're all close. They're all close. Yeah.
Okay, in the recent events, let's get to it.
The recent events, it was at a club. An incident happened, and for what people were saying and what was reported, was the dude was walking around in the club with a shiesty on, gripping. So when the dudes leave,
it's time for me to leave.
But when the dudes leave, that's what you run into, an ambush.
Oh,
right. So it's bait. It's bait. It's catch and release. It's catch and release. It's you bomb the mouse out the house. You know what I'm saying? You bomb them out to run into a trap, right? So that's how it go. And
that's cold.
Wasn't there some controversy with Mona? Rest in peace. But wasn't like something. No, he wasn't the one that got beat up in the fight and then end up unaliving the dude that beat him up. Am I tripping?
Talking about A-Roy. Right. So somebody was charged with A-Roy's murder, and then a couple days later, he is deceased. So, you know, yeah. Let's see right quick who was charged.
That's why I tell about the YouTubers, man. The investigating. That's all. Like, stop it. Especially like you said, and you're right. We know O Block had King Von. You know, Dirk associated with O Block, the biggest fucking artist. You know, two of the biggest artists of all time. Not even just hip hop, big motherfuckers, popular, money, popular, fame, bitches, all that shit. So yeah, and you could imagine, you know, Duck was their hero. So you got these YouTubers that's relating that to Duck, and I you know, we can understand it on a bigger scale because you know they trying to get their little YouTube bread, but you gotta have some type of integrity on that. You feel me? Like, don't do that because now it gets dangerous with the you know. It go right back to the bullshit.
Let me correct myself. Money Mon.
Okay.
Money Mon has been charged with A-Roy murder. The dude who was killed in O Block. Yeah.
That's why I asked you. I was like, I'm like, wait a minute, this nigga is a hot boy.
Yeah, but Money Duke is the Money Duke.
Chi, what you think about this shit?
I'm just like, it's crazy because I feel like we thought the war was over, but it wasn't a war. That was just the battles.
How you think a war was over?
No.
How you think the war was over?
That was like the calm before the storm.
I mean, you losing the MVPs, like the head of the situation. You understand? Like it's Duck versus Von, and they're gone, and we're still.
You can't say they the heads because they the most popular though. Trust and believe.
In the Duck situation, he was the first to come out the hood. You feel me? Like the first to say I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
He gave him some hope on that side.
But then he dropped that one song that day. I think am I tripping? I think it was
he wasn't the first.
from that side,
No, Chief Keef
from the
was.
Flyboy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
JoJo,
Sure.
JoJo, rest in peace.
JoJo other side.
We
Damn.
talking.
But
JoJo
Wait.
before Chief Keef.
Chief Keef got
He
up and
said
out.
Von. I thought he's talking
Okay.
about
Yeah.
Duck. My bad. I'm thinking Duck the whole time. I'm sorry.
Nah. You know that's crazy. Then, so you know, I could have sworn they were talking about destroying the whole complex, the O Block complex. I heard
mean,
this is what they're trying to do.
But can you blame the government, B-Rad, if they say, oh, this complex is too infamous, they got too much gang shit involved, it's too damn crazy, old
They did
block
it in
is
the
very
Bronx.
infamous and famous. Can you blame the
Yeah.
government, B-Rad, for breaking the shit
No.
down, or what you think about
You
that?
you really can't. And I got to be honest. I think the community would probably breathe a little easier knowing that that's gone. But they're going to have to put up housing there anyway, and it's
Or
probably just going to
BST
wind up the same
disagrees.
shit.
they could put
And
a
you know what,
park.
B-Rad, guess what? When we seen what happened to
True.
Cabrini Green and some of these
Mhm.
infamous places in Chicago, and then guess what happened all of a sudden when they get broken down, them gangs, they go spread out, now the factions, which been going on, so we can't really blame that on that. I get deep. We can't blame that on that because when you think about LA, the factions is going to happen with the young niggas no matter what. It's going to be some wild,
There's gonna
that's
be
just what's going to
retaliation.
happen.
Yeah.
They want to blame that Chicago situation on the buildings, but I don't think it was like that. But at the same time, B-Rad got a point. Like, O Block is infamous for the bullshit.
You know
No.
what? Also, you got look, Ma Haven. Remember the hole? I don't know if anybody knows about the hole. In Ma Haven, there was a situation like the O Block.
In the Bronx,
It was
yeah.
like 4 blocks, and they were all tied together, right? And bro, the Wild Cowboys, much
Killers.
respect to these guys. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys were like
Yeah,
the
be
villains.
careful,
They were the O Blocks of our town. You know what I'm saying? They
Was
were
that
the
Mr.
guys.
Cheeks days?
No, this is
No,
this
a
is
little before. said-
Plátano. This is the brothers, the Sepulveda
Real-
brothers.
yeah,
These
real
What
guys
about
were
the
gangs.
like,
spades and that spades, right? Black spades and all
this
that.
was a little after Black Spades.
Okay,
This was a little after the gangs were protecting. This was more like the beginning of Red Tops, the crack epidemic. This is like these were the guys who chefed the first bundles of crack.
It was a money thing.
It was so
More
it was no
gangbanger.
rappers there. So, but I'm
Of
using
course,
the
money
same.
thing.
I'm using the same ideology.
territory,
You
too.
understand? They had to shut it
Okay.
down. They had to kick everybody out. You understand what I'm saying? They had to even burn a couple of the buildings. You feel me? And how about in Chicago? They dropped a bomb on a building. That was
Yeah.
like a couple
But
of
that was in Philly.
complexes.
They
Oh,
did that
Philly.
in
That was in Philly.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Black
the
Wall
only
Street.
one.
That was Black Wall Street.
whole
That's a whole
bomb.
different. Yeah.
I
But
didn't
that's
even know you
crazy
could
too,
use
but
that
that's the
type of explosive
East
in
Coast.
a
She
residential.
guess what? They bombed the church with people in it.
Oh fuck!
Well,
Waco?
there was people in the
Wait,
buildings
Waco?
too.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
Alabama down
So
in the
that's what I'm
south. They-
trying to say about the demolishing of the because you know with gangs we romanticize buildings, we romantic not us, not me like I'm a gang, but you know black just culture,
you
the
right,
urban
you right.
culture, buildings, blocks, neighborhoods. We turned it into a thing to where it's like, oh, that means so much to me, like we own the shit and we don't own nothing about it. Now,
You know what's another thing I gotta say? You know, and this goes into ties into the hip hop of it, right? So we get all these great artists, right? And now what's happening is in this like it's like a weird evolution of this music because now we're gonna have to lose the actual stars who are the actual criminals, and in the future we'll then start finding the stars that aren't criminals but know how to voice it that way. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
that's evolution. I know what you're saying. I know what you're
it's
saying.
like we're gonna weed out the weak, and the weak. Hey, I'm not saying weak as in power because these guys are obviously superpowers, but weak as in the point where these guys are gonna have to submit to their criminals.
No, but it's
doesn't
not
matter how
about
talented they
the
are.
artists either. It's about the people getting more smarter, educated, more understanding about the music. You want that type of music, yeah. Appreciate somebody that could deliver that type of music and smart enough to not be that retarded. I'm sorry, the word. I got
Hey,
watch
It's
these
the
words.
truth. It's the truth.
But also,
Because-
social media has a lot to do with this as well because you got people going live. That's a whole new thing. You got people doing things online.
on the live.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, as people progress and get used to living a culture online, the bullshit's going to start to recede a bit too. So we
Yeah,
kind of
you're
just
right.
saw like a bunch of different things combine at once.
We
You know,
know,
these young
to
kids
me-
took it to a different level.
everything is relative. I feel like it's a war on crime and guns right now. But back then, you know how many of our stars died of crack, heroin. You know what I'm saying? They were druggies and they were passing away a
We
lot.
wouldn't
It's just
know.
not. No, we
'Cause
do know.
They
We
kept
do know.
a great image in front of the camera. Like we
That's
never
You
just-
saw
don't
the
know
drug
till
taking.
like you know, but you don't know
But
really. In
after,
retrospect, you know more
Whitney. Who
later.
would've saw
That's all I'm
Whitney?
saying.
No, I'm saying this. See, but the thing they did with Whitney is they try to make it seem like Bobby was the one who turned out when it was vice versa.
She was
But-
already
but-
doing it.
But this, they were alcoholics and big druggies. It's just that every big group back then had one of them. Look at Casey JoJo.
Mhm.
It's like, but now it's not guns, it's drugs and that. Back then, now it's different. So they try to make it. But when the
I
song
see
I
what
was,
you.
yeah, it's all relative. When I Be Stroking came out, that was the sexy red of his time.
Yeah, but you also
Salute
got to
Destiny
remember
Torres.
that.
She said we on it. Y'all all.
That's my artist right there, right, right there. Savage Life Music,
She's
guys.
supporting.
Nice.
Yo,
Nice.
listen, this is the thing I want to say. Like, check this out. This is what,
man.
yeah, man, all the way. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, when we want reality from our artists, it's not what we really want. We're saying that, but we don't want that. I'm gonna give you a good example, right? Forrest Whitaker, right? Great actor. Did you
Which
know
one?
that he murdered somebody?
Which
Now, when
one?
Yeah, he murdered somebody.
Do you know?
I
Do you know
did
he has
know
a
that.
twin?
But there's
Do you know he got a twin?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
this was him.
What?
And he,
Yes.
yeah, you see,
Hey, each the
Okay,
movies,
but do you
each
know,
one of them ain't
like-
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker with a real weird eye.
What was your
That
point by
guy-
saying he murdered somebody? Do you know
The
people,
point is that-
in self-defense, or I work with a guy that murdered somebody in self-defense who ran up in his house or ran up in his mom's house, and he's a good guy. Like, I
Yeah,
know
that's what
several.
but that's what I'm saying. Now we don't know this about Forrest Whitaker, right? Now, for most people tapping into the live, they're gonna feel like, word. So he killed somebody. Now it's justified on, is he a redemption, a man who found redemption? Is he a man who found, salvation? We're not gonna stand there and be like, yeah, that makes all of those action movies authentic. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand my
you're
point?
right.
It ain't gonna make me feel like he's a better killer in a
I hear
movie
you.
because he
I hear
killed
you.
a human.
That's point.
So we think that we want rappers that are telling the truth. But when we find out that they're like King Bond, they got
Okay.
a 7 on their notch, and now you're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's my community he's killing.
But it's a difference, though.
That ain't true. These young dudes,
It's
like,
a difference.
I love him. They get obsessed with him when they find
Until
that
he
out. Then they
killed their
wanna go do
cousin,
it.
and
It's
then they
just-
wanna
That's the
spin the
sad
block.
truth. It's a cold fact. But look,
You know?
even Benzino, did y'all? Here's a question: did y'all ever look at Benzino as a gangster rapper? Or I don't think none of us is really fans of him because
No,
their music wasn't really big, Made Men or nothing like that. But so now 50 Cent, there's this new thing. Actually, let me just play this clip because it's out there.
Yeah, please.
Run the clip.
You said, I just remember being shot by your client. Almost being killed by your client. That's what I remember.
If you think that's don't get my paperwork.
This is your
That's
paperwork.
no. I'm saying,
This is trans-
I'm saying, hold on.
this is
Wait, hold on. But that's from the recordings, right?
No.
Recordings.
No.
From what?
This is from the court date, the trial.
Right.
I got the whole.
Right. No. But a lot of that's from recordings, and then you have to look at it to see which one is the stand and which one was the recordings. They are basing. See, this is where the recordings come in, and they're basing everything. His defense is basing everything on what I said from the recordings. We knew they're gonna do that. That's all. That's the recordings. That's not me saying it on the stand.
This is telling you.
Okay,
So you read it. This is.
I mean, no.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let me play this.
Hold on.
Now that's in the
Hold the
paperwork.
fuck up.
Grand
Hold the
jury, you
fuck
can go
up.
get the paperwork. They said, I don't know who shot me. I said, I was dizzy, I was fucked up. But you said this, I don't know what I was saying. I was panicking, I was blanking out. I was saying anything. I was in an ambulance, I said anything. I was in the hospital, I was under medication, I was saying anything.
Nigga,
They
not
said,
even
okay,
under
fine.
medication.
Months now
That
go
was
down.
crazy.
Time.
How
Never.
stupid.
I don't talk under
God,
medication.
we are,
I don't talk
first
under
of all.
the. You could give me the truth serum, bro. You're not gonna get the truth.
We all heard him full explanation. Yeah, my nephew, he pulled it up. We all heard everything about it. And nobody actually tell the truth. None of us said anything like, "Oh, you a rat, you a snitch." Nobody looked at him as no gangster type of dude. He
Yeah,
already got
he's a
exposed for all
civilian.
kind of weird shit. Nobody was surprised. He getting butt hurt now because 50 Cent said, and let me read it.
Literally.
50 put out, 50 just be tweeting. 50 probably ran into him somewhere, and he looked at it like, man, I don't like this dude, and just said,
No, you
decided
know
to
what
do
it
shit.
is?
That's just
You know what it is? He did the diss track at Eminem's spaghetti joint.
Yeah.
It's
So he
on.
been an
It's
op.
on
He
now.
been an op.
He
He
been
been an op.
the op of just hip hop itself. This motherfucker was giving 5 mic
Source
albums, 2
magazine.
mics.
Thank
This
you.
nigga's an enemy of the state.
Oh, look at Chi. Look
was
at
doing
Chi.
that.
Hold
An
up,
enemy
Chi.
of the
Hold
state.
up.
He
Hold
gave
up. Hold up.
Nas
What
his
did you say about Benzino? Say that again.
That Benzino is an enemy of the whole hip hop industry. He is an op to all rappers. He's been given 5 mic albums, 2 mics. That's not fair to any artist who is right now a fucking classic. And then he rewrote mics and then came back and gave him 5 later. That's hate.
Hey,
That's
who the other dude who was with him who was doing it too? We got to call him out too.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's
The
a white.
whole
He don't
dog.
count. Nah, let me stop.
It was 2 of them. It was Benzino and another dude.
Are you talking about
I don't
Ja
know.
himself?
Benzino was the one behind this shit.
It was
wasn't like no
him and
hip-hop
Kim
white guy. It was
Osario.
just some-
It was a chick. It was a chick named Kim Osario. She was the one that was running the source. It was him
Okay.
and Kim Osario.
Yeah,
them
she was,
motherfuckers was destroying
my
hip hop
opinion.
and doing shit like out of spite. Like, oh, I don't like them, so I'm gonna put these guys on the cover. Oh, I don't like them,
I'm
so I'm gonna put
interested-
those guys. That's not how you do
B-Rad,
it.
what
We
you think about
journalists.
the source top 5, the mic thing? Because you come from that era. What you think about that? Did you put that credibility into that or anything?
Not at all. I mean, he gave Eminem 2 fucking mics.
2
That's crazy.
mics. 2
That's
mics.
crazy. Like, I mean, and he
Them
did it
2
to a
mics.
lot of rappers. He did it to a lot of people.
Violating.
He gave, I think,
They
I think
just-
Nas's album got like 2 mics, 2 or 3 mics. The fucking
You know what
the
happens
first
is
one.
you got a guy.
Nostradamus kind of
Like,
deserved that
who
though.
didn't-
Illmatic.
You got a
though.
guy who didn't deserve or respect power, and he got power, and he abused
Yeah.
the shit out of it.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Diddy abused power, but at least Diddy was making sure the culture didn't hurt in the process. Maybe some people were butt hurt, but they weren't hurt. You get what I'm
I
saying?
don't know about
I
that.
don't give a fuck.
No,
Literally.
I don't know about that.
Listen,
'Cause-
it
'cause
wasn't
he
my
don't-
butt.
No.
I'm good.
I'm not gonna totally disagree with you because Diddy did. I think Diddy did protect the
He
sanctity of hip hop to a
He
degree.
sustained hip hop.
What? What are y'all
To some
talking
extent.
about?
I mean,
I don't
he
care about his
exploited it, but
personal
he
shit
never
as freak
sold
off.
it out, right?
I'm talking about. Okay,
Yeah.
see, maybe you getting at the fact that he introduced champagne and
the shiny
capitalism
suits.
to hip hop. Not introduced
Nah.
it, but he took a big part in it. I don't know what you're getting at. I want to know what your point.
Because Rakim was
How did he
doing the
not
gold
protect the
bling
sanctity?
bling shit before all of them. Rakim ran around with like 13 gold chains. They
Listen,
were
Rakim
doing
was a
it.
different
He was-
type
Yeah,
of
you're
rapper
right.
before.
Hip-hop
rappers
been
were
about that.
rappers.
It's been about the shiny shit. The problem is that Diddy came in and he turned it into like a big Coca-Cola commercial, but he was not partnering with people. So wait. Before you jump on the shit, remember, while Diddy's doing this, Jay-Z is in Def Jam, blocking DMX, blocking everybody, firing people. The only people that were safe were under Bad Boy. He
How
couldn't
did
do
you say
shit to
Jay-Z
them.
was blocking
Yeah,
DMX?
but they
I
starved
beg
Yes.
everybody at Bad
Yes.
Boy. starved.
DMX
is
Not
still a
one
big
millionaire
star.
rapper at Bad
Jay-Z,
Boy. Not
that's
one
the
millionaire
reason
rapper.
why he left Def Jam. DMX was there making diamond records twice a year.
Twice
and
a
when
year.
Jay-Z got there, his shit was not rocking. I could find the video of DMX.
It wasn't
saying
because of Jay-Z, sir. I'm sorry to tell you. No. It's because you got old. That style got old. It's over.
say
It
that,
wasn't
but
because
what-
of Jay-Z.
I'm
DMX
telling
didn't adapt to the luxurious life. He kept it real. He didn't adapt to the
that
mobster, the
is
gangster, none of
wrong.
that shit. He was just DMX. But sometimes that gets you can't. These artists that made it through these years is because they adapted. They got on their knees. And I don't want to be derogatory, but we know what I mean. And they found a
They
way to
went to a
keep
big
adapting.
party.
Drake, he's not the same Drake. Future is not the same Future. Any
Yeah,
artist
you're
that
right about
that
that.
was able
I
to
don't know
last
about
through
that.
these years, they learned how to maneuver, Playboy. And
You get
DMX
commercialized.
Oh, okay. You saying that? You right. Yeah, you right.
I'm
You
just
right.
telling you, DMX has
I know I'm right.
a whole essay on YouTube talking about how Jay-Z became president, and all of a sudden, even Redman got blocked. Redman was
If
Def
you're
Jam.
saying Jay-Z had the
Jay-Z
power to stop these artists,
exterminated
then I gotta
everybody.
stop you.
We also got to
Exterminated
say that
artists.
DMX was smoking crack in the studio. So
Yeah, like let's be real here. They couldn't keep up with the pace of this shit. This shit is real. If you don't look at it like real business, you ain't gonna get it. These dudes, Drake and these dudes, they pay for all
Jay-Z
kind of shit.
is-
Writers, they pay for this, that. They want the best. They play their shit for. They want the best because they know the potential of the music. DMX is from the streets. He used to rob people, grimy dude. You know, like me,
that
real
was
grimy.
our-
We just
that was
put
our
out
drill
shit. We
guy.
don't give a fuck, and we ain't changing for
He
nothing.
was the drill rapper
But-
of those days. You know what I mean? He was spinning.
Yeah, but you try to say Jay-Z stopped his career. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
Hey,
Get out
Bush,
of
the
here.
only reason I would say I would agree with him is because Gilly said it, and it's a couple other big artists who said that. Okay, check this. They were supposed to sign major
president.
Now hold on. They were supposed to sign major figures. He didn't, and then go and sign state property. Look what Skino and Spark said about him. Like it's come on now.
State property is hot.
But he was also
pumping
a lot of different music out of Island Def Jam. He was going with a lot of alternative rock at the time. He signed a bunch of different bands.
He signed Rihanna on Island Def Jam, and then she the big.
He signed the Killers. He signed the Killers. He signed.
He tried to
He was signing rock bands.
Money.
He was doing a lot of business.
People
that Diddy was trying to blackball.
You know what? You know what Def Jam's first logo was? It was fucking LL Cool J in a Kango hat.
What was it? Educators, Bronxite.
So let me tell you that if the logo was a rapper dressed like a b-boy, then why are we signing a whole bunch of rock bands?
Well,
because
Island Def Jam is not Def Jam,
and they made money.
Yeah, and making money.
We lost our culture. Spearheaded by the guy.
He was the head of Island Def Jam. It was now his.
He was the only
his job to carry that business on.
It was
it's not
Killers.
Music.
Are you really saying something to the Killers? Man, Rihanna, do you really understand?
Man, they know Chichi ain't lying.
See, you don't understand. That's why you think he stopped DMX. You don't even get it.
He stopped DMX. He stopped the locks. He stopped everybody signed to Def Jam. He shut them all down, and he became the only artist. Then he signed Rihanna.
No, not the locks.
And he made up for it.
Diddy did the
locks.
locks
Was under Bad Boy, and then they went over to
the locks is Diddy's situation. Diddy tried to hold back the locks. That's facts.
EST, you know
Diddy and Jay-Z.
Hold on, we say
nobody could stop nobody. If you really want it, you gotta go get that shit. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no excuse.
Nah, listen, this is what people understand in business.
You could slow somebody down. You feel me? DMX died rich. His kids is good. I don't know what
the locks
from a grimy dude that
he didn't
came
die
up
rich.
like the way he came up. Nah, he do. Trust me, DMX, his kids is. You know how big he was when he was what he was.
They was fighting
All them
for
songs
his
still get played worldwide.
Jay-Z made sure that Def Jam stood with the masters, bro.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, management is important, you know.
Jay-Z did what he did. He exterminated everything that was competition. It was smart. It was brilliant, but it hurt the culture. It hurt the culture.
Well, that's your theory, bro.
Competition
with that.
It's like Ticketmaster. Ticketmaster bought everybody out, and then it became Live Nation.
The competition to him wasn't DMX.
No competition.
On his level, that was he was playing with
that was the worst
Drake
for
and them
him.
until Drake passed him and Wayne and them until Wayne passed him. He wasn't thinking about no damn DMX.
I'm gonna say this publicly because everybody seems to be giving Jay-Z more credit than him. When Jay-Z was out, DMX was doing platinum twice a year. Okay, Jay-Z was not rocking. If you're doing twice a year, then how are we listening to Jay-Z?
We were just having this conversation online about they were saying Jay-Z didn't have an error. He shared it because he said
he shared everything.
Nelly.
Then
the only people moving units is M, Pimp, Juice, and us.
Yo, don't make me
and there was a couple other people too.
Don't quote somebody who calls himself the king of hip hop.
See, I never agreed that he was the greatest rapper alive.
Me neither.
Nobody but him.
That's not the argument. That's not even. Let's we see.
I
there we
go.
go.
What era was his?
Wandering off.
No, that's what he used to say.
Nobody here said he's the greatest rapper alive. I didn't say that.
No,
shit,
he was saying it about himself. He was saying it about himself. It was a common thing that he said.
When did he? Best rapper alive. Wayne said that. Eminem. Every big artist. That's what you say. Drake, Kendrick say that. How was you supposed to say? The fuck? Y'all bugging out. But look, DMX didn't have good management for sure.
Jay-Z's not even top 5, bro. In my book. He's now top 5.
Yeah, everybody got, and that's the beautiful part about this world. Everybody got their opinion. You feel me?
And I'm gonna tell you something. I love Jay-Z music because it's that pop, bubblegum, get rich money, hustling. The guy that listen, I lost 10,000, I lost 10 keys and I bought it all straight back of crack. Why would you buy crack back if you just lost 10 keys? Keys and crack are not the same thing.
If y'all ever hustled and stuff, when I come from that, and
I'm a hustler.
It motivated me.
I don't lose keys and buy crack. My customers don't do crack. You know what I'm saying?
That shit was like my Bible. Y'all talk about it like it's bubblegum rap. Y'all don't even understand. But it's all good. I get it.
I liked a lot of Jay's stuff. Some of his stuff was
a lot of it.
I'm from the South. That shit ain't really. People love Jay-Z, true indeed, but he wasn't the king MC down here. He wasn't.
like I said, I
I know
respect
that.
him because he's the type of rappers we need. They're the real, authentic sounding, but no action, no play. Don't throw no spears. Don't got no records.
Just
Like
keep it
when he
sport.
said, bro, he was so clean. He could
Jay
take
Z stabbed somebody on record.
No, he
Jay
did
Z,
not.
Jay
Listen,
Z
if you
clapped stuff shit.
stab
Jay Z
me,
got everybody verify that
you
he
stab
sold
me and
bricks.
Man, fuck this
And I know
Jay-Z
people
shit.
that was working under
Yo,
him that
yeah.
I was working for in the streets. Like
Why are we
let's
discussing this crusty
really
dude?
understand. I'm from Brooklyn and I'm telling y'all something, but it's
Yeah,
all
no,
gravy.
okay.
Nah,
Check
I'm
this
with you.
out. The management is important. You got Game going through the bullshit. Let me play this clip.
Game. I'm tired of game.
This girl that Game is she come in public. She talking her shit now. Oh my god. Let's see
Oh
what she
man,
talking
game,
about.
you got caught up. Game,
You are
got caught
giving
up.
me $10 million.
Let's go. Who's gonna give you $10 million?
Jayceon motherfucking Taylor, is
Also
giving
known
me
as.
the
Oh
game.
my god.
It's giving me $10 million.
Yo, this is Lee Laurent, and we rocking with All Urban Central.
He got to sell his mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
like,
they run this on
it's
Clubhouse?
already on. Like it's a
Oh,
court
God.
order. He thought he didn't have to show up. I don't know who told him that dumb shit. Let's go.
Bro, this is not a warrant.
Hold on, Bush. Did they run this on Clubhouse?
The game did to her.
Hold
not
up.
saying
What'd you
he-
say? ESC, I'm sorry.
Did they run this on Clubhouse? I missed
I
it.
don't know. Of course
okay.
not. Come on.
Oh,
man.
my fault, my fault. I was just
ESC,
saying,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I wish my sound machine
Nah, it's a
works. So I can put
question.
some
Look, you trying
gunshots.
look, it's a question, man.
Hold on, let's get into it though. Let's get into it because
wow.
this is a court order, bro. And like I talk about management, any manager will tell you a dumbass, oh, you just go to the court. Just go down there. That's all you gotta do. You have to get down there. You gotta go.
You got to stop it.
Show up.
So let's hear it. But she might be fucking up right now too, with her dumbass want to get all on social media and talk her shit. But the court already said he. So let me just watch this because I ain't watch it yet. I swear I didn't see this yet.
Rape you, but
He
you
didn't.
know-
Let's clear that up now. I'm not screaming rape. He did not rape me. He
Oh!
did not rape me. No. But what he did do is touch me three times and told me shut the fuck up before I.
That I ain't gonna
That's
hold you. That
crazy.
sound a little realistic though. No, let me stop.
That-
Let me stop. But you know it's fucked up because Tupac did all that time and his charge was touching
What's
her
fake?
butt, Playboy. His charge was touching her ass.
Hey,
That's what his
I
charge.
got a daughter. So what?
Yeah, for sure. I ain't with none of that. But the fact is, he did time. You would think it's some egregious shit. He touching her. I don't want nobody. Of course, man. I'm about to pick up my little sister tomorrow to go celebrate my sisters. If I had a daughter, oh man, I'll be a psychopathic
I got
maniac
two
for
little
sure.
sisters.
Luckily, I don't. But what I'm saying is, let's measure. Let's put shit in context. You feel me? And if he touched her pussy, and Tupac got served 4 years for touching some ass. All right,
Yo,
let me
but
go.
Tupac shit was
eliminate
crazy.
you, and then pulled my dress up in front of a crowd of people in Chicago at a club with the lights on and people taking.
We all
With
know
the
how
lights on.
Jayceon like his sauce.
She would have
I'm
not
just speaking
minded if the
facts.
lights were off.
I don't want to bury him, but we know how he like his sauce. Niggas get drunk, and most of the time the girls be with it. If you're a big star, most of the time they with it. But
At least he's
what
not
about
a
that
vest
time when they
monster.
not with it?
taking
Yeah, but-
pictures.
Yo, $10
And
million.
then attacked me
A lot.
to the point that 3 cameramen walked off set and quit because they got daughters and wives at home, and they said he's a piece of shit.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
you
See,
didn't know
we
I got
gotta
to
find
see
them
this
dudes.
footage, but I did.
That would have
Get
been
out
me.
my DMs.
See, because I'll believe them
Yeah,
dudes.
man,
If they saying it, I'll believe them. We gotta find them. She said
Yo,
3 of
listen,
them left and
I'm a-
quit.
Nah,
Yeah, but
they under contract. They can't do that.
can't do that. You right.
No, they can.
It definitely appeared that Priscilla had a strong case.
But she ain't no
I just feel like
Like,
she's
the
claiming
way,
something that we can't prove. That
Yeah,
sounds
but
so
the way
crazy.
he was explaining her was she's some butt ugly fucked up broad that he would never touch with a he said something like I wouldn't touch her with a or whatever. Come on,
That's,
like
that's a
let's
horrible
be real.
explanation. That's a horrible
Yep.
defense. But
All I know is he's selling his mansion to pay her off, so he obviously did some dumb shit.
what?
And she,
Well,
no, we can't say that.
you know
he
what I
didn't show
think
up to
happened
court.
here? This is one of those moments when you
That's
bring a
dumb
girl
shit.
to the VIP, and then she try to touch the wrong bottle, and you're like, "Get the fuck out!" And then she's like,
Yeah.
"I'ma tell everybody you touch my pussy 3 times."
Hey, let me
Hey,
ask
hold
you a
up, hold
context
up, hold
question
up.
though.
That's what I
So
feel.
B-Rad, put yourself in the shoes of a rich ass Not saying he's rich, but we know he's a celebrity. He had millions. He ran through millions. He lives a lavish life when he can or whatever else.
Yeah,
Now, a girl is accusing you of doing something that you didn't do. Do you go to court or not? Because he put out a statement.
Show up. You show up early. What are you, crazy? You dress nice. You get a fucking good lawyer, and you pray to God that there are witnesses there that saw that you didn't do that shit. But it sounds like a lot of people did see him do that shit. He didn't show up, and he's a fucking idiot.
He put out a statement. He didn't show up at court, but he put out a statement saying, "This is bullshit. This girl ain't gonna get on my." He said something weird too. He said on my auntie's favorite poodle or something like that. Something like that.
This is not a good time to be funny for him.
I'm like, what does that mean? On my
Let me add a little
context.
It says that the game was found liable for sexual assault of Priscilla Rainey in 2015.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So this has been 10 years now. So the judge ruled in favor of Rainey. The case is ongoing for several years, leading to $7 million case. It's like, bro, the chickens come home to roost, man. I mean, we're fighting this for a minute. So
like I
you
said,
can't treat women like that.
No,
Obviously,
you cannot. I do not stand by that. But
if
like
you're a star, you need to move extra
cautious.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Shay is in some shit. The game is dealing with a fisher. This chick is fishing for $10 million. He only gonna pay it because it's default. He ain't show up. The only time you don't show up to court is on sentencing day. We all know that. When they're gonna sentence you, that's when you don't show up, nigga. You
just blow the trial.
Take a flight, nigga, and run. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get? They just gonna add a year to your sentence.
That wouldn't make no difference because you've already been adjudicated. I mean, they already gave you your.
I mean,
your
if
verdict.
you're not out on bail.
Once you got the verdict, the sentencing don't matter. You got the verdict.
You feel me? But game thought it was like a warrant. Like, oh, I don't show up, they're just gonna send me a warrant. No, homie, it's gonna look like you admitted it. But I don't think like guys, seriously, you think that for real, you think that shit gonna hold? Take that shit to court, bro. It will not hold. Touch my pussy 3 times. It's like she has a story. It's a story, bro. Because if it was like that, why you stood there 2 times? What?
But there's witnesses.
Why he didn't plead?
I'm showing up to court though. That's what's messing me up about it.
But it's the thing, when you show up to court, you have to plead guilty, non-guilty, no contest.
Yeah, and then they'll start.
Okay, so if you don't, you have to pay this whatever the hell they about to take a big, you know.
But think about this. Hold on, think about this. Won't this look better than a guilty, non-guilty, no contest?
Okay, but they weren't going for a guilty. This is just like a civil case.
No, it don't look. It'll look worse if it was a guilty.
Yeah,
but this wasn't a guilty, not guilty thing. This was
a rubbing.
This is for making reparations for a civil case basically. That's why she's being.
Because she's admitting I didn't get
raped.
raped.
He'd be going to prison.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is just for the money. He didn't show up.
But listen,
I can't fathom why he didn't show up.
But B-Rad, we both know this is traction.
Like a warrant.
This is traction. So you can take this. I ain't gonna say that.
No, but I don't think that you can appeal a judgment in a civil
case.
Yeah,
you can. No.
No, it's not about that. It's about
you blew it off.
Now you have something to stand on. In a criminal court.
You're saying not guilty is bad?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
I didn't need to show up. I didn't do anything.
To keep it out of criminal court.
It's a foundation for criminal court.
I'm showing up and I'm pleading not guilty. What you mean?
Check this. Hold on, Bush. It's people who done like Bill Cosby did it, pleaded guilty, paid him out, and still went to prison.
This is not a Bill Cosby case, homeboy. You know what I mean?
People. Bill Cosby.
She's not taking it that far because she wasn't raped. He just touched her, and then she'll take the 10 mil, but she's not pressing charges.
And Cosby was using an instrument.
She just wants to make.
Hold on, was Cosby charged with rape?
Rape?
Like 30 counts of
serial rape. He was a serial rapist.
Yeah, this is not raping. That's crazy.
Hold on, no. I'm saying it's all in the sexual assault family, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
But there are
Cosby got
others.
Cosby and R. Kelly are there.
It's different degrees of SA, bro.
No, R. Kelly ain't on that level either. R. Kelly worse than Cosby. R. Kelly's messing with minors.
Yeah. And he was holding them, kidnapping them. Damn, man. Shit is all fucked up.
This dude Al Prophet, I've been fucking with Al Prophet content. He out of Detroit, and he got some channels moving. He been doing his thing. He started a new channel called YBI, and it's going up too. So you got to watch him. He's making moves. He started a new channel, but this new shit he dropped. He dropped it a couple hours ago.
Oh,
breaking. Federal case documents reveal the truth about Brick Baby and Loose Cannon's arrest.
Brick.
So let's see. I didn't watch this. I'm about to give. I didn't watch this yet, but I want to watch this with the fucking in tune perspective, and let's see what the hell is going on. You feel me?
See what the fuck?
Free to brick, not to trick. Free to can.
Oh, did he say that? He said free to
That's
brick.
Chi. That's Chi. That's not EST.
Now let me stop. Let's go. You know, because Brick, me, EST, B-Rad, we had the pleasure of talking to Brick, and we discussed some things or whatever else. And I don't want to, anybody I talk to, I don't want to call them a rat. I want to get all the proof. Anybody, you feel me? The niggas that I talked to, what that word rats, and we knew it was on record, I questioned them about that. Feel me? I don't give a fuck.
Because you
Troy
don't know.
Brooklyn, they put them on the show and say, you're a rat. But let's
kind of
go.
went in on Brick, though, at first.
Yeah.
And
Brick is
I'm gonna
solid.
go to court tomorrow, and we'll see if those guys are going to get released there on the phone with academics talking confidently. But unfortunately, I don't know about Loose Cannon, but there's some new court documents on Brick Bay.
He said he don't know about Loose Cannon. Notice that. Let's go.
Not my guy.
And frankly, I would be surprised if he got out. Defendant Zahir Mitchell asked the court to be released pending trial, arguing that a secured property bond is sufficient. To the contrary, defendant's criminal history shows a dedication to crime and recidivism. What's going to be interesting with what I'm about to read?
Oh God.
Let's go.
You see?
Is that
Oh God.
they've still been gathering information.
Let's go.
All the way up to the end. They even used information from the day of his arrest, which of course they will. So listen, when they're on you, everything you do.
Why he got that man with his shirt off?
That's Brick Baby.
Indictment first alleges the defendant, while shooting at people, possessed ammunition.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting picture.
that's
Al Prophet. I gotta say,
That's
that was an interesting picture you chose, Al Prophet.
That's crazy work, bro. Why is his shirt off, bro?
I fuck with Al
So many
Prophet.
pictures.
In that shit.
Feeling
On
zesty
July
today.
12th, 2022. So they say he bucked at somebody July 2022. Then on June 21st, 2023, defendant was captured. He got on the wiretap. See, these guys probably got a right to be mad at Big U. Big U got them wiretapped because of that murder, I think.
Oh shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, that
So
was.
it's like, what
that was-
choice do Big U got? Nah, I ain't gonna put the stamp on it, but Al Prophet is a sharp motherfucker. He usually on point with this shit.
Yeah.
So,
Hold on. What you mean? Hold on. No, his shit was tapped because that's how the girl Monty got in trouble.
yeah, but his shit was tapped because of
It
why?
started
though?
off of this.
Why was it tapped?
For that time.
Because they investigating Big U. That's why it was tapped. That's what he's trying to say.
Once they called him,
and
they
it's
knew he was
crazy.
close. They said, "There you go."
But on some gang shit, that's not.
Okay,
that's
let
not
me add a
Big
little
U fault. On some
context real
gang
quick.
shit, it's like, it is what it is. You charge that to the game on some gang shit.
If it ain't
June
voluntary,
21st, 2023, defendant was captured on an intercepted call arguing with a significant other in which she repeatedly recounted that defendant had pointed a gun at her while she was holding his infant child. Could be a lie. I mean, they're not lying in this, but she could have been lying. Execution of a search warrant at defendant's home followed, and 3 firearms, including an AK-47 and over 125 rounds of ammunition were found. So nobody called because he was on a podcast. He was on a tapped phone, likely because he was intercepting with the Big U investigation.
Big U-E.
And his girlfriend, baby's mom, said, "You shouldn't have pointed a gun at me while I was holding our baby." And they ran up in the house. So everyone keeps them who's snitching and this one's snitching and that. They're getting.
I see where he getting at.
yeah, they know
So
snitches.
I
They
see
just
where he
listening.
getting at. No,
They
but
just
when you talk
listening.
about 20 hours, 20,000 hours of recordings,
Mhm,
I
you
see
gotta
where
catch
he's
something.
getting at.
Sure.
These guys are not the Gambinos. These guys are hood
Yeah.
niggas. They're gonna be
You don't need
talking mad
snitches.
reckless.
You don't need snitches. 20,000 hours of recordings with Big U, goofy ass, talking to everybody on the phones.
Motherfuckers, you move it to a new block because it's like, I killed the last guy here. Like, I don't want to know. I just moved here.
That's crazy.
The fuck?
It's really not his fault, right?
They hit
Because
wiretaps up.
What do you say, ESC?
it's really not Brick's fault in that sense because it's like he was doing something illegal and Big U found out and they got in contact with him and that's what got him on him from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, but you got to watch the company you keep.
Like,
can't keep
everybody
no hot
talking about
boys.
snitching, but what the fuck? They don't need the snitching when the dude on the
He
phone.
was extorted into the case.
Wow.
I mean, either way, they caught him dirty.
The murder in Vegas.
Yeah, but it's very important to clear up the snitching shit. You know, if it is, it ain't. But you know, it's very important.
If anything, the prosecutors could grab Brick and throw him on the other side, even if he don't want to, and list him under the extortees, him and Luce. And now they're no longer co-defendants.
You got a point, but once they dig and find that you've been doing shit illegally, they're like, nah.
Yeah, you're not getting that pass.
Who started the investigation and led to the wiretaps really led to this unraveling. And Big U killed that young man just because of he didn't show up to the studio on time. He was being disrespectful and it brought everybody down. It's everyone that should be mad at Big U. Maybe that's why Loose Cannon and others were talking crazy about him because they know this is all his fault. But, you know, I'm just on the outside looking in. After law enforcement seized those weapons and arrested defendant, he continued undeterred.
Why do y'all think Loose Cannon took such a hard stance against Big U out the blue and things like that? Maybe you think he knew something, or
I think
because we all knew it was weird. Let's be honest. We talked to Loose. We knew it was weird, though. We knew something weird was going on. We ain't stupid. You know, but we in the streets of this is a crack game, and we on the darkest corner right now. We trying to bring some light to our corner.
It was a good chess move. It was a good chess move, because it didn't work in a sense because they still grouped him with Big U, but the whole time was to disassociate myself with him. Even if they do got my affiliation with him, they're gonna have multiple content of me disassociating myself with him. So you can't say we cool.
A good example is the Little Dirk. When Little Dirk started doing all the Muslim shit, all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? It's like
I'm not a gang member, and I'm a Muslim.
I'm separating myself.
Which we spoke on the show, and I said in America that made you more of a target.
But if y'all saying Lil Durk start doing Muslim shit all of a sudden, not to switch up the subject, but you know how we get, y'all saying that he was ratting, then y'all saying that not ratting, but he knew the people was on him type shit.
The boys is coming. That was his way of saying, I think something's gonna happen.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to get anybody scared.
Right? Big U's making like he's some fucking street justice warrior out there doing for the community, and Luce knows he's bullshit, and he knows that he's going to go down super hard for portraying that shit, and he wanted to get the fuck away from him as fast as possible.
I like that perspective, B-Rad, but
if I was Luce,
I dig it though.
If I was Luce, and I know this is my opportunity, like this whole shit's about to collapse, right?
Separate yourself.
I would start separating myself in a way where it's like, I'm not going to snitch, but I'm going to make fun of him in a way where everybody's going to be like, nobody would talk to Big U like that. Because I already know, me and you ain't never going to see each other again. From here on, it's jail. You understand? We either both going to jail and we're not going to see each other.
You got a mean echo.
Fuck is going on?
In March of 2024, defendant erupted at his place of employment, threatening individuals in the room and online with death, fighting security, and later admitting to possessing a firearm during that incident. So the infamous fight where whatever DW.
I think I gotta rewind. Wait, is he talking about the courthouse fight? Oh no, he's just talking about at the no jumper.
No, with his wife.
Yeah, the no jumper. No, he's talking about the no jumper shit.
Okay.
Because I heard about a standoff with Big U and Loose Cannon at court yesterday, so I'm gonna probably pull that up because I ain't hear that shit either. But hold up.
Flames brothers supposedly grabbed him up. This was all kind of broadcast and talked about, and again, they're holding. Listen, when you cannot tell people, and I'm sure a lot of us have. You get mad, you tell somebody you're gonna kill them, but technically, that's terroristic threats by itself. And don't be a known gang member or a felon. I watch what I say to people. I have violent convictions from a long time ago, but person.
Yeah, I'll profit a thug. Now let me see. Let's go.
Say, Al said he's gonna boop the wop, and that could possibly make you scared. I don't talk to people crazy. Well, I whisper in their ear. But
neither do I, because You don't underestimate nobody. You move with respect, unless you're a fucking retard and you're gonna end up getting your head bust one day. Like,
especially down in the
that's
South.
another point.
Well, open carry is legal. Boy.
So that incident up at No Jumper, the public nuisance, talked about that in my last video. That Adam Grand Maison, and Mason doesn't mean Mason. It's Maison. It's French. I'm part French. It means
That's
house.
a weird last name.
Adam Big House.
Pause.
Adam Slave Master. But no, I'm kidding. But
wait a minute. Oh no. Oh fuck no! Wait a minute. Wait no, because I don't know the context of nothing. All I heard was slave master, and that's a trigger.
The big house, the plantation,
like that. Hold on.
That was wild.